Uh, that's the golf club because nobody goes to the pub. Everyone goes to the golf club because it's cheaper. Oh my god, I bought 2 beers in the pub and it was £7.60. It was like €8.
2 beers.
2 beers in the pub was €8. Yeah. You know, imagine as you and a couple of friends and you want to buy a round of drinks for you and your friends. That's £20.
That's
That's crazy. That's crazy. And then when you try to compare it's madness. Um, you can only go out for 2 or 3 beers because it's just so expensive. And it's so expensive and getting more and more and more expensive all the time that it will die eventually because people can't afford it, or they won't go out and socialize. You know, what happened in the past was that people finished work and they would go to the pub after work and they would meet and they would talk about everything.
yeah, yeah,
Now they don't because they don't have the money to do it. They just go home.
yeah.
Now there are positives and negatives to both things, right? It's not good to always be in the pub. It's not good to always be at home.
People are usually just in the pub.
In the pub, yeah, yeah, yeah. They're out doing things and meeting and talking and socializing, and that's part of what society and community is about. But
Every second person just smoke in Slovakia.
yeah, it's well, it's psychological power and control, and you can write books and books and books and books about it.
Mm.
Um, it makes people feel better. It makes people feel more confident. The same way that it's almost a fashion accessory, but something which is really important. The same way people wear earrings, or if you're more adventurous, a nose ring, or the weird thing that people have in their lips sometimes, like a lip stud or something. Um, or some people wear watches, but you don't need to wear. You don't really need to wear a watch. Well, most people don't, right? Because your time's on your mobile phone.
Mm.
Um,
Well, I have nothing against these people who smoking. It's okay, but
well, it's
for
not.
example, watching. No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Well, yeah, but
So
you do a lot of sport, so you're aware of your environment and being healthy and fit. Um, most people are not, right? The the average, or on average, less people do physical exercise today than did 50 years ago. What has happened is that the people who are good moved into very good and amazing and phenomenal and unbelievable. So we have a small group of people who are pushing borders and boundaries and running faster and jumping further, but most people are not. Most people are going in the other direction. Um, you see this from the number of people who get sick or ill or who have basic health problems. And so most people don't notice these these things. I had this thought today. This thought went through my head, as as thoughts do, and then I go, "What am I thinking about that?" And I throw it away. And I was going through some old photos. I have photos of when I had a music company, and I was going through some old discs and like, okay, what's on this disc and what's on this disc, and I got some old photos, and I have this folder on my Facebook where when I find old photos, I put them in the folder, just for fun, so that they're all in one place. And there was a picture of me, and I was overweight. I was a bit fat there,
Yeah.
and I looked. The photograph is 10 years old, and like I'm 40. How old am I now? 41. I'm 41, and the photograph was taken 10 years ago, and in the photograph I look 50. Right, right. I was really out of shape because I was in pubs and clubs and bars, and I was out all the time every day, and you just you don't look good after a while. You don't. I was looking at the picture. I was thinking, my God, I look younger today than I did 10 years ago because I'm a bit healthier today, or maybe a lot more healthier today than I was in the past. And I was looking at the picture and I was thinking, it's funny that, that when I was out in clubs and pubs and I was drinking and I was unfit and I was unhealthy, there were a lot of girls that were attracted to me. And there was a period of my life before that, and I was thinking that where I was fit and I was healthy and I did lots of exercise and I played sports and I looked after what I ate and I was really careful about anything, and no girls were interested in me at all. And I was thinking, that's just really weird. That's just really strange. And this thought went through my head because there was me, and then there was an old girlfriend, and then some other pictures, and I was just like, that's just really strange. Because you would think that people would be attracted to healthy people, not unhealthy. And my lifestyle was really unhealthy. But for some, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense from my side either. Because why would I want to be with someone who's attracted to somebody who's unhealthy? Right? It doesn't. None of it makes any sense. And that all happened in the environment of the people smoking in pubs and drinking alcohol and things. And none of what happens there is logical at all. None of it. And the cigarette is like a fashion accessory. It's like a rebellious statement of. It really says, "Fuck the world. I don't care about anything." Which, on one side, is cool and trendy, but on the other side, it's a very fast road to nowhere. Because where are you go? You start smoking 2 cigarettes a day, and then it's three, and then it's four, and it's five, and then it's a whole packet of cigarettes. And where's it going to go? Where are you going to go with that? Then you start with them. Yeah, funeral. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely, it's a very very good point. You want to be part of the group, and the pressure is so strong that and it's much easier to be in the group because of the advantages and benefits you get from being in the group than being outside of the group. So you just eventually say, well, okay, yes, but the real path to travel on is to say no, because that's the hard thing to do, and that's where you learn. It's will I walk or will I take the bus? It's just the same, it's the same thing. It's like all those people who decide to take the bus. It's like, well, okay, you'll get there faster, but you won't get any benefits of the healthy activity of walking, which is what people need to do. So it's like when I see those what do you call them, the hoverboard things, the one wheel or two wheels, and people stand on it and move around, and I get it. It's cool, it's fun, it's fashionable. Maybe in a small space you can get somewhere faster. That's okay, but think about what's going to happen if you don't use your legs. If you don't use your legs and train your leg muscles, your whole body's going to have, because it's your legs that keep you up, right? Because all this time gravity is trying to pull you into the earth, and it's your leg muscles that that resist that and basically give you your energy. Yeah, as you said, people smoke because of peer pressure. They get pressure from everyone around about them. That's one reason. I'll give you another reason why people smoke: to make their parents angry. If people don't like their parents, the simplest way to make their parents angry is to smoke, because parents know how bad smoking is, and no parent wants their kids to smoke. And so it's just a way of saying to mom and dad this. Now, if mom and dad smoke,
And with children,
uh,
I have also a friend that they just drink or smoke with her children, with her parents. That's the problem also there.
there's not much that young people have power and control over. You can't affect much in the external world. You can't really go and buy anything because you don't have a job, you don't have any money. You have to do what you're told to do at school, and if you, the best thing to do is to find some healthy, active sports hobbies that you can do. But um, the only thing that young people have control over is their body, and so what you do to your body is like your statement to the world. So if you're angry with the world and you're young, well, you can't change the world. It's too big, too many things going on. It's been there for too long. You cannot do anything to change the world. And the only thing you have is your body. So you express how you feel about the world with what you do to your body. So you smoke and you drink because it's my body and nobody can stop me and I can do what I want. Yeah, but you realize that what you're doing to yourself is how you feel about the world. Yeah, it's you're angry at the world, so you poison yourself because you can't poison the world. It's like you can't you've got no power to change anything out there, so you just do whatever you can to yourself. Now, there's a natural part of experimentation there, but um, it's basically not uh, a positive road to go down, and it's sort of, and everyone knows it, but nobody wants to say it because you're uncool if you say it. It's like the girl when I went to school, the girl that everyone thought was a bit strange was was religious and didn't go to any of the parties and didn't smoke and didn't drink. And of course, she was the sensible one, right? She was the one with with the brain that was 20 years ahead of everybody else. But everyone thought that she was weird. But she already knew. She already knew. Okay, don't need to drink, don't need to smoke. There's not much point. It's not going to improve the quality of my life that much. But there's such peer pressure to go out, to be part of the group, to meet people, to get drunk because nothing really matters, and very few people actually stand up and say, I'm not going to do that because I don't think it's the right thing to do. And it really isn't the right thing to do. And, that eventually you'll work it out and come and join me, or you won't. And you'll suffer the consequences of that because you'll be a girl and you'll go out and get pregnant or something will happen, right? Yeah, it's like you'll. Oh no, I won't. I'm taking pills. Yeah, but then you get drunk and forget to take the pills. So, that doesn't work. Um, uh, or you're a guy and you just push yourself and push yourself and push yourself and push yourself. And I remember when I started drinking when I was at school, there was always like how much people drink. Oh, we drank 6 cans of beer. Oh, we drank 7 cans of beer. Oh, we drank 8 cans of beer, and it just got more and more and more. It got ridiculous. It just got so completely crazy. And nobody said, nobody had the courage to say, hey, guys, like I know you're having fun and it's all cool now, but respect, okay? Respect. There's there's this there's hopefully this long future, right? We I live in the moment. Yeah, okay, I got that, but I don't want to wake up tomorrow with a sore head. I don't want to be cleaning the vomit off of whatever someone's been sick on, right? I don't want some drunk emotional person crying on my shoulder about something that doesn't make any sense to anybody anyway. About the last thing that happened when they got drunk. Right? It 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 just leads to problems, and it's my observation is that almost every single problem that I have had in my life in some way I can connect to alcohol. Whether I drank alcohol or somebody else drank alcohol. In this situation, there was always alcohol. Where there was a problem, there was always alcohol involved in some way. And I don't mean that somebody drank too much. I just mean that at some point in the problem, there was alcohol, or it was caused by alcohol, or somebody had a little bit to drink, or somebody was not feeling great from the night before, or somebody had some health problem, or there was something. You could trace every problem back to alcohol. And when I realized that, I was, oh my God, that's kind of scary. All problems, all arguments, all conflicts could be traced in some way back to alcohol being part of it. Because in general, we all get along with each other. In general. And so it was interesting when I realized that, like fights, you find a fight that doesn't have alcohol. They've all got alcohol in them. All the conflicts, it's all about alcohol. Because people just wouldn't do that stuff when in a normal state of mind. Hmm. Yeah, or drinking doesn't help you. I think the word you want is forget. Yeah, drinking doesn't help you forget. It just postpones today's problems to tomorrow. You still have to deal with it, but it's tomorrow and not today. That's all that drinking does. And it's a dangerous road to start down because you think you solved the problem because you pushed the problem into the future. But tomorrow you still have to deal with the same problem, but there's then a high probability that you'll do the same tomorrow that you did today to push the problem into the next day, and that you don't want to deal with the problem or face the problem. And the older I get, the more I see you have to walk through the fire. Whatever it is that's bothering you or annoying you or frustrating you or getting on your nerves, you have to confront it as quickly as possible. because the longer you leave it, the more difficult it gets to do something about it. Um, and problems are like cancer. Yeah, they most of the time they don't just go away by themselves. There are, of course, situations where things do go away by themselves. Um, you know, people's priorities change, so that causes things to change. But if you if you fear something, or are worried about something, there's a need to look at that very closely. Why do I fear it? Why am I worried about it? Um, it's usually perfectly logical or perfectly rational. Like if you are playing a basketball match against a good team, before the game, you are a bit worried about it, right? Because you know they're a good team and you know you have to play well and you know you have to do, everybody has to play the best they can play to beat the other team. It's natural to feel like that and and understand that and people feel that all the time, but most people don't play basketball, right? So they're not used to challenging those things. Um, they that's why one cigarette always leads to more cigarettes. It's very hard to step back or step away or step out of that. And I'm lucky enough in my life that for the first 25 years I lived a very healthy life. And then for about 10 years I lived a very unhealthy life, like the complete opposite. And now I'm back to a relatively healthy life again. And so I've experienced both sides. And it's definitely better on the healthy side. It's definitely better. You just have such an a more aware life. You just understand things so much better, and there are usually less trips to the doctor except for sports injuries, which is something you did to yourself, right? um, which is sort of getting it's kind of hurting yourself for the right reasons rather than the wrong reasons. So um, yeah, there's a great drive there to do things.